Hello YouTube, this is Black Skull, and I'm considering changing my name to Crooked Goatee McGee, Kappa. But yeah, this episode's going to be on the subject of Gothic home decor. So for those of you who have been living under your safety rocks, chances are you haven't heard of Gothic homemaking, which is a web show by Aurelio Voltaire, and yeah. That was my source of inspiration for this episode. Obviously, there's going to be different takes to it, but really the only thing that I'm going to be doing other than giving examples is just sort of addressing the fact here that I can't help but notice a lot of people who really want to get into it, especially for the first time, they seem to think that goth generally is just some superficial fandom around how everything looks. And yeah, bullshit. Um, but yeah, the overall aesthetic, while it's nice, you have to have a common artistic mindset, because if you're just the same sort of person that basically gathers various Halloween decor year round from the local Target or Target, as some wish to call it, then yeah, it's okay, but to me personally, as I'm sure to many others, it just seems cheap. There's a fine line between putting actual artistic effort into the things that you wish to live with, and just going off on a whim and purchasing someone else's work, be it extravagant or mediocre. No offense to Target or anything. I mean, obviously that's one of the best skulls I've ever seen for the price that they offer it. But what I'm getting at here is, while you don't need much, listen to them, children of the night. Uh, uh, the overall concept I'm trying to get at here is that while you do indeed do not need much or require much to create your own art, you really need to make sure that it looks good, even if it is homemade. Because if it's just something that you assembled, in a deliberately half-assed manner, it's, even to us, it's gonna seem more like white trash than actual um, gothic chic, so to speak. That was not meant to rhyme at all, but whatever. So what I did basically for to create a sort of lamp, I guess you could say. It's not bright. But what I did was I took a balloon, blew it up to about the size of the dome part of this skull right here. So maybe about 2 or 3 times the size of my fist. And I've got pretty small hands too, so, well, my hands are actually really big, but my fingers are short for some reason. But that's about the size of the balloon. Not the overall shape, however. But what I did was I actually took some tinfoil, wrapped it around most of the forehead, as well as the overall upper facial structure. Pardon the black rose between the teeth of this thing. I was thinking like Pepe Le Pew when I did that. But what I did was I took the foil casting of that skull and used painter's tape to attach it to the balloon. Covered that in maybe 3, 4, 5 layers of paper mache, and then I whipped out the hot glue gun and attached some paper towel tubing to the top. Covered that tip in hot glue as strategically as possible. Gave it a nice paint job on both ends, and this is pretty much the finished product. Yeah, it's got some lumps to it. Obviously, it has some lumps to it, but that's paper mache for you. It may look homemade, but this is exactly what I'm getting at here. Even if it does deliberately look homemade, the amount of effort that you put into it is what's really going to count. Especially if you're doing this for yourself. I made this for myself, because even if you're trying to, I wouldn't advocate this personally, but even if you're trying to appeal to house guests during a party or whatever, or even if you're giving these around as gifts, um, what really matters to me is how it looks, because I'm the creator of it, so obviously I'm gonna care about how much it looks. But unless you're giving it away as a gift or whatever, even then you want to make sure that you're giving away quality gifts, because it's already sketchy enough that you're making gifts for everyone. So whatever. Um, but yeah, this is all painted with acrylic paint, a matte finish for the skull itself, just to make it look like an actual non-sealed bone, and then like a, can't really see it on this camera, but the wax itself, the hot glue, is all painted with white gloss, and then the tube at the top is all hot glued on as well. It's attached on with this electric tea light that you can get at the dollar store. Let me just turn off the lights here and I can show you what it looks like. Yeah, that's not showing up on camera at all, sorry. But yeah, this is the overall concept of what I'm talking about here. Even if it does look homemade, you still have to put some amount of effort into it. Otherwise, you'll basically be no better than the people out there, cranking out cheap stuff. And, you can make cheap stuff look good, but, I don't really see that kind of effort anymore. You really have to put effort into it for it to look good. Otherwise, it's basically just white trash. I'm sorry. There's definitely going to be some people out there that say stuff like, "Oh, I don't feel the need to do it." Good. No one's asking you. I'm just saying that if you plan on doing it yourself, the least you can do is do it so that you yourself are pleased with it. Because I care for things that have a lot of effort put into them, whether they're made by me or not. So that's why I was so intrigued by that skull over there. While it's not necessarily all that great on its own, it's the best that there is out of every other that I've seen so far. So you really have to have an eye for detail with it. So yeah, this is really all I'm trying to get at here. I should probably end this before I ramble on any further. Yeah. So, and the show itself, Gothic Homemaking, really great show. Although Voltaire isn't entirely pleased with it, understandably so, as they don't get the episodes don't get enough views as his music. But it's something to watch just to pique your inspiration. It certainly worked on me. I mean, obviously, I have my own ideas that I've experimented on, as well as future ideas. But yeah, he said something to the effect of, if it looks between movie quality and just mediocre Halloween decoration or whatever, then if it's between the two quality wise, then you've got yourself Gothic quality. Something to the effect of that, but whatever. Yeah, if you like, please like. Feel free to share your obscure little thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with any potential Gothic gentleman you may or may not know of. Subscribe if you wish to see more, and as always, thank you so very much for watching, and I love you all.